Hey everybody, it's Jim the Tabletop Engineer and welcome to a new video. I have decided, I've been doing this, I've only done it twice. I've been doing this weekly Day of Crazy because usually in my week, Monday through Friday, there's usually one day that is exceptionally busy. But you know, that's really not true because since I work from home and I work in my workshop, I have different activities that keep me going. So I have my laser business, I have my zine business, I have the YouTube videos and playing things. So I have a lot of different things going on. So what I figured I'd do is look for the one, look for the one thing every day that that might be of interest to you. So today's Tuesday. Yesterday was just a normal day. I shot some videos, did a little laser work, but today I've actually got the time to do something new, sort of new. I play this game called 2D6 Dungeon, and it's really fun. If you don't play it, it's fun. And I have this board that I made a while back that I used to help me keep my game organized. Well, people saw it, they liked it, they started buying it because I started selling it. I wasn't gonna sell it. This is kind of one of the very first things that got popular on that I was making game related. So I started making it, started selling it. It looks like this. It's a it's 15 inches by 10.5, I believe. Don't hold me to that. And it's designed to hold an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper in here for mapping, to hold your dice and the combat tracker card right here. It has served me well. I really like it. I've made some changes to it here and there, but the version that I sell on my Etsy shop is what I'm calling like the 1.0 version. Why the 1.0? Because right now I'm working on a 2.0 version. There's a line from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. If you don't know that movie, you're probably not, well, I wouldn't say you're not in my audience, but you're young. There's a line in that movie where Dr. McCoy says, "I know engineers, they love to change things." Yes, we do. But I don't make changes in small increments. What I've been doing is I've been listening to people who have bought the board or are considering buying the board, and they've asked me questions, or they've asked me, "Hey, could you do this? Could you do this?" And it finally got to a point where I was like, I need to implement these changes before I lose them, and make a 2.0 board. So that's what I'm doing today. What I do, for those of you who are interested, whenever I am designing something to be laser cut, there are a lot of different tools out there that people who do laser cutting, there's a lot of tools they use. One of them is called Lightburn. Lightburn to me is the controlling software that runs on your laptop that talks to the laser cutter, but it does have some design elements in it. You can do shapes and lines and text. You can import graphics and trace them and things like that. It's a really good tool. I do like Lightburn, but I started learning Inkscape. That's one word, I-N-K, scape, long time ago. I did it for somewhat layout, because when I was working as a tech writer, sometimes my publishers would need a graphic to go along with something that I had written, and they needed a graphic to give their professional artist, because I was not a professional artist. And so I taught myself Inkscape in order to create these things that I would need to provide. And I got pretty good with Inkscape. And I never really thought Inkscape would be anything more to me than just, a graphic making tool. But it turns out Inkscape is a great tool for designing stuff for the laser cutter. A laser cutter typically uses colors to define the task or action that you're doing. Like for the Thunder, a red line is cut. It will cut all the way through the material as long as it's, a certain thickness or less. Blue is a line. It will just burn a line, like follow a traced line. Pink or magenta, not magenta, what's the other one? The slightly pink purple, I just went blank on it. It is engraving. So if you have your name, rather than write JIM in a line, that would be blue. it goes back and forth and it actually burns the letters into the wood. There's a subtle difference between engraving and line. Engraving is multiple lines that are added together to create an image or text or whatever. So Inkscape, you can define the line color. That's one of the easiest things to do. And you draw your item in Inkscape, and then you set the colors, and then you send that, you save it as an SVG file, and then you send it to Lightburn, or import it into Lightburn, and then Lightburn will send those instructions to the laser. So probably more than you wanted to know there, but that's how it works. So for instance, on this board, to cut out all these inlays was a red line. To do the text here was engraving, and I don't have any lines on here to show you, but there will be on the 2.0 one. So what I'm doing right now is I am using Inkscape. This is what Inkscape looks like. If you can, I don't know if the screen is going to show up very well. And Inkscape is a 100% free tool. It's kind of like Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. I know a lot of pros who use Inkscape, and it's powerful. So, but it has a learning curve. And if you do decide you want to mess with Inkscape, whether it's for lasering or just art design or whatever, there's a great channel out there of this guy who teaches, he has hundreds of tutorials on Inkscape. If you want to know how to do something, chances are he's probably made a video on it, and they're very short and sweet, and they build on one another. So you kind of got to start watching them from the beginning. But it's called Logos by Dave, was it? Let me look this up. YouTube. If you go to YouTube, it's called Logos by, and the Logos by, that's what he usually uses Inkscape for, is Logos by Nick. I don't know how I got Dave in there. Logos by Nick. I'll try to remember to put a link in this video description for you to find it. But Logos by Nick is my go-to YouTube channel for trying to learn a new skill on Inkscape. If I don't know how to do something, or if I can usually go there and find it. All right, so anyway, I don't want to ramble on too long on this weekly video. I'm supposed to have something for each day, but today I've been designing a new 2D6 dungeon board. So what I'll try to remember to do is at the end of the week, I'll try to append a picture or a little snippet video comparing the 1.0 to the 2.0. So anyway, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm sure I'll have something to share with you tomorrow, but until then, I'm gonna kill the camera and I'll be back. Hey everybody, today is Thursday. Not much exciting happened yesterday in the workshop. I did play some games of Stargrave, and what else did I do? Just some standard work on the laser. Today, I got this new game in. I backed it on Kickstarter or BackerKit. I can't remember. Or maybe it was GameFound. I can't remember. It's called Stellar Drift. It is a solo, what's called a pull and write game. Pull because there's going to be things put in a bag. But what's really cool about this, it comes with 3 pads. 1, 2, 3. Each page is double-sided. These are spaceships, and these are trackers. This is income. This is repairs, captain skills, ship repair, yeah. So basically I guess you tear off one of each, and it has a lot of dice. Well, I say dice. They're tokens that have symbols on them. They're not numbered. There are tokens. There are some really well done plastic tokens. This game had some, if I remember right, it had some stretch goals. The upgrades were really nice. These are really nice plastic double-sided tokens. It also comes with pencils, because it's a writing game. And what's also nice is, I mean, for a small little, I think this is an independent game company, Mystic Tiger Games. It comes with these little trackers, and they're thick because there's a cutout so that the tokens, I guess, can rest in there and not fall out. And it looks like it comes with 5 of them. Energy, they're all the same, so this must be a 1 to 5 player game. It is 1 to 5 player. I haven't read the rule book yet, but I will be doing that today because I've been looking forward to this. The video I saw, or videos I saw, and based on the crowdfunding thing that I read, it sounded like it was right up my alley. So I've got to get the rule book read and get a playthrough video done, and hoping to do that today. If the worst case, I'll get the rule book read today and the video shot tomorrow. Oh yeah, here's the bag for I guess the tokens. You may notice in the back, my 3D printer is not running, which is unusual because if you watch my videos, most of the time, if you listen carefully, you'll be hearing that running in the background. There's rarely a time. I shoot most of my videos during the day, and I am a notorious multitasker. Between the laser, the 3D printer, and whatever I'm doing on the work table, I try to, during my limited work time, I have boys that are in school, and so usually once they get home from school, I start trying to wind my day down because I get interrupted and things like that. So I have this very limited time period, usually about 6 hours. And so during those 6 hours, it's the industrial engineer in me. They hammered it into us, about efficiency and ways to find, how to find ways to improve efficiency and make things workflows and stuff like that. Boring stuff unless you're an industrial engineer. But I took it to heart once I became self-employed, because since I have a limited amount of time, I try to find ways to double up my time. I treat my laser as an employee. So when the laser's running, and sometimes the jobs run 10 minutes, sometimes they can run an hour. Depending on the job, I try to always be doing something while the laser's working. So therefore I have an employee working and I'm working and I'm getting more done. I do the same thing with my 3D printer. Now my 3D printer, I don't sell the stuff I make, but I use it in my videos, I use it for other things. And so when my 3D printer is not running, it hits me. It's like, well, I'm not being very efficient with my time because it's not working. Well, it's not working right now because I got a clogged nozzle. So today I've got to heat it up, and the way in case you don't know, running melted plastic through a nozzle, eventually your nozzle is going to get clogged. And I knew that, but I really didn't know how to fix it. So I went online and I did some searching, posted some questions, and basically what you do is you got to heat it up higher than you normally would. You manually push the filament through to kind of clean it out as best you can. Then when that's done, you pull the filament out, you reload it, you drop the temperature to like 170-ish, I think is what I was told, and it's not as hot. You get the filament down in there, and then you do what's called a cold pull, which is where you pull it out. And they say it can be hard, but you pull it out, and what's happening is the debris that's built up in there, it will semi-melt and attach to the filament, and then you'll pull it out and clean the nozzle. Supposedly it works. We'll see. I'm going to be doing that today. So running the laser, cleaning the nozzle, reading some rules, and I've got a couple videos to film today. What am I doing today? I'll tell you. On my iPad is like my second brain. I just used second brain as an actual noun because it's the name of a book that I read. In it, I track the videos. So these are the videos for September, the Patreon that I run. These are the videos. In green are the ones that are filmed and already uploaded. Yellow is in editing, filmed but being edited, and then if it's not highlighted, it needs to be done. Today I am doing some 5 parsecs videos, 5 parsecs. And I also have a calendar for the regular public YouTube channel, the Tabletop Engineer Plays. And again, green for videos that are already scheduled, yellow for videos that have been videoed but not edited or at least not uploaded yet. So start, what did I say? 5 parsecs today. Woo! Without this, I would probably be going a little crazy. All right, I'll check back in either later today or tomorrow and wrap this week's crazy video up. See you in a bit. So tonight I am setting up for a live mini painting session. I do this with my Patreon. If you're not a member of my Patreon, please join. It's $2 a month. You get unlimited, or not unlimited, you get access to all my videos, especially the ones that go on YouTube channel. You get those a week early. But I do live chat sessions. This one tonight is going to be maybe an hour, hour and a half. It's on Discord. I have a few minis that I paint, and it's an excuse to paint, but it's also a chance to just chat with my patrons and have some fun. So what you're looking at is I have to raise my laptop up. I've got my microphone. This big wooden thing contains all my speed paints, and got my water and a drink, and I'm just about ready to go. So this will be the last thing I do for the evening, and then it's probably going to go do some reading or watch some baseball or something like that. In my continuing quest to try to find ways to save time, I have this new game called League of Dungeoneers. I'm really excited to play it. I've got cards and stuff all laid out here. I'll get to that in a minute. With the game came 10 doors closed and 10 or more open. And I can't help myself. I got to paint what's going to be on my table. I don't like to have gray. These are a flat gray normally. So to try to save time, I don't care if these look perfect. What I did was I hit them with a brown spray paint. And now what I'm going to do is, because I don't want to hand paint them, that just takes too long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the shape of the door in tape, or I'm going to make a template, and then I'm going to cut it out of tape, either painter's tape or duct tape. And I'm going to insert it in there to cover the door, and then I'm going to hit it all with like a dark gray. And hopefully that will give me just enough. There's some detail work. There's torches here, and there's some detail work on the doors, but I can do that fast by hand. What will take a long time is painting all the columns and the ground and stuff like that. So I'm just going to try to save some time by using spray paint to hit it in the major areas that are exposed, and then I'll do detail work for the details. All right, regarding League of Dungeoneers, I got everything out. Let me turn the camera because I don't think it's all caught here. So League of Dungeoneers, as you can see, I've got the book over here. This is a pile of well, let me move these cards. Lots of cards, lots and lots of cards. I mean, keep in mind, this is a dungeon crawler. I mean, it's gonna have a lot of stuff. If it wants to be a sandbox that you can play in, it's gonna have a lot of stuff. I did an unboxing. I don't know if you watched that video, but this is the playboard. But underneath here are stacks and stacks of cardboard tiles. And when all these are punched out, I'll probably just end up storing them in the box. And believe it or not, this is just the pile for the core game. There was an expansion that came with it called the False Prophet, and those tiles are sitting on another table. So lots and lots of tiles. I was at Costco earlier, and I was trying to figure out, how am I going to store all this stuff? I know a lot of people are storing it in the boxes, but I like to have games where when I am ready to play, it's just, pull out things as fast as you can and get to the game. So I'm going to pause the camera real quick. I'm going to show you my solution. So I'm always looking for faster ways to store my stuff. Now it's not unknown for me to make custom storage with my laser and stuff like that. But a lot of times I just want to get to the game and I don't want to deal with it. So I found this at Costco for, I think it was $19. Was it 29 or 19? It was not bad for what you get. And let me show you what it is. It is a plastic carrying case with 4 smaller boxes that insert into them. Each of the boxes has a handle. You open it like this, okay? It's like a ammo box, and it seals. It looks watertight too. But I mean, I couldn't make something like this with my laser for $19 or $29. I think it was $29, but really, really well done. In case you're looking for it, it's the Green-Made Store All Crate, 4 storage units and tray. And they're stackable. So if you get another one or 2 or 3, they just stack right on top of each other. So I'm gonna be using these to organize my tiles, my cards. I may have to create an insert here to hold the cards, you know, vertically or whatever. But I want to keep all of the League of Dungeoneers stuff together, not in separate places. So this just jumped out at me as a really cool solution. All right, I didn't actually think this was going to work, but I've got 2 of these here, and I've got all the tiles from both the core game and the expansion. They all fit in there, and there's actually a lot of room left. I may use some of that room, but they seal up nice, and well, I say it seals up nice. Come on, what am I doing here? Let that one seal. I already break one. Interesting. Ah, there it is. Okay, so portable, and stick them in here, and I've got 2 left, and I'm probably going to end up using the 2 to store the cards and all of the little minis that come with the game. So yeah, like I said, it's weird. I'm a weird gamer like that. I like to have all my gaming stuff in one place. So being able to carry that all in one thing is going to be really, really nice. I'm hoping I have room to put the doors and stuff. Those may have to fill in the gaps. Yeah, it wasn't a bad week. I got a lot of videos done this week. 5 parsecs, 5 leagues, Stargrave. What else? The new one, the League of Dungeoneers, which I'm getting ready to start shooting this weekend. What else? I just did a playthrough of a new game that's under Kickstarter. It's called Alien Sanctuary by Toby Lancaster. It's the guy who does 2D6 Dungeon and 2D6 Realm. He sent me an advanced copy PDF, so I played that. Yeah, wow, when I think back to it, I got quite a bit done this week. I did a Starforged video. I'd have to go back and check, but lots and lots of videos shot this week. The laser business is ramping up. Every year around September, October, the orders just start coming in, and I start working into the wee hours. November is probably the busiest month, although I guess it does spill over into December. But it still allows me time to play some games and do some other stuff. I did forget, we did have a paint session on Wednesday night. I got 2 miniatures painted, and then I got my 4 robots. I got their shoulder pads painted. I'll include a picture of that at the end of the video. So yeah, this week in the workshop was a good one. I got quite a bit done. So listen, everybody have a great weekend. I hope you get some gameplay in. I am supposed to head to the game store tomorrow for a game of Marvel Champions with my regular playing group. I'm definitely going to be playing some League of Dungeoneers. Hoping to have a video of that out, well, 2 videos next week. And then I've got to start recording more. I've got to bank some. I don't have any of these banked yet. But it's just so much to absorb, all the cards, the rules, the miniatures, everything. I've got to get it under control and figured out before I start playing. All right, that's all I got. This is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. I hope you like these little snippets of my week. I'll be back next week. I'll try to shoot some more stuff. If you have any questions, if you want to know about some aspect of my work week, feel free to ask. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, these weekly snippet videos, I hope they're of interest to some of you. I've had a lot of questions from people asking, you know, what do you do with your laser? What do you do with, you know, how many games do you play a week? Stuff like that. So I try to answer them as best I can within these little videos. All right. I'll see everybody next week. Take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.